And I say good evening to you, Facebook fam. It's your boy Norm, aka Yehuda, coming at you with another video. Ain't got a chance to share with you guys in a few weeks. So I thought it would be a blessing to you to share with you something that I discussed on the early part of this week concerning the Sabbath. And I know a lot of you have, I know a lot of you see where I normally post something about the Sabbath on the Sabbath, which is in our terminology Saturday. Every Sabbath, I normally post something. But I want to share with you concerning a conversation that I had through text with one of the brothers that I know from back, we've been friends for a long time. He's a minister, good friend of mine, good brother. Not gonna call his name because it's not about trying to make anybody look wrong or bad. That's not what I'm about. I love my people, and I try to shed light on things that I found to be truth. And I live by this motto: you don't have to take my word for it. Go look it up, research it, and if you can find where I'm in error, I mean, shoot me. You can post it on one of my on my page. You know what I'm saying? You can inbox me or text me or call me. I don't mind being corrected. So let's get into it. Again, I'm glad you got a chance to watch this video. If you watch this video and it's helpful to you and you learn something, give me a thumbs up. Shoot your boy PM and let me know that you watched it. I'm always moved by some of the comments I get from people I see out in the maybe public, out in the streets, or maybe out in the grocery store. Some of the guys will tell me, hey, look, man, I follow you on Facebook. I like some of the stuff you post. That does me a lot of good to hear people say that, hey, I like what you're saying. You know what I'm saying? You research and I'm looking into some of the things that you say. So that's to me, that says a whole lot. I'm not about trying to take anything from people. I'm not trying to get you to join anything. It's all about you doing your own personal research. That's what it's about. It's not about just taking my word for it. I mean, it's a lot of information out there, whether it be through Google or YouTube. There's several different translations you can go and read. I promise you, if you do your own personal research, you won't go wrong. And let the Most High lead you. Let him lead you and open your understanding. Ask him to open your understanding up, and he will. The scripture says that if any man lack wisdom, let him ask the Most High, who liberally gives us all things. That's what he does. That's his job, to give us understanding, and he will. So let's dive in. The question was asked. I asked his brother. I asked him a question. I said, if the Sabbath was preached after the ascension of the Messiah, who we call Christ, who we call Jesus, if it was yet preached and practiced after his ascension, meaning that we can't use the terminology where that's Old Testament, because the Sabbath did not cease. You see in the Gospels where the Messiah practiced the Sabbath. As one scripture said, it was as his custom to do. So why did he keep the Sabbath? Why did the disciples, after the Messiah was taken up to be back with the Most High, why did the disciples continue to practice the Sabbath? And that's an easy answer, because it was a commandment. It wasn't some ritual that they conjured up. It was a commandment. If you go back and read the book of Genesis, it says, and when the Most High had finished his work, when his work was complete, he rested on the seventh day, or what we call the Sabbath. And if you read on, you find out that he set apart a certain people, and he gave them also a commandment to rest on the Sabbath, to acknowledge the Sabbath. And he made it a commandment. So when I asked his brother this statement, I'm gonna read to you his response. He said, we keep every day holy, not just the Sabbath. But some people have different days. Some people, don't make it right. They come together for worship, It's not about the day after Christ or the day after Christ. I guess he's responding to my question. It's not about the day after Christ's dissension, but we have to live holy every day. And I agree. We have to live set apart as the set apart people of the Most High every day. That's what set apart. That's what holy is, to be set apart. I know the Sabbath is at the beginning of every week, which is wrong. I don't know why he said that, because that's not true. The Sabbath is not the beginning of the week. It's the end of the week. And if you go look at your calendar, that alone proves this, I call it this westernized calendar. You have Sunday being the first day of the week. Saturday, which is the seventh day, is the end of the week. So I don't know why he made that statement. Maybe I don't think he meant to make that statement, but he did. And maybe he got confused. I don't know. The Sabbath is at the beginning of the week, but I push. This is what he closed with. He said, "I push righteousness every day," which you should, but you cannot live holy every day. That is in a sense true, but you cannot make holy every day. Because again, holy means to be set apart. If you go look up the term holy in the Hebraic definition, it comes from a word called kadesh or kadesh, meaning to be set apart. That's why the scripture says that for us to be ye holy, or be ye set apart, for he is set apart. Meaning that the Most High is set apart from all other gods or all other Elohims. He's different. And he set apart a people, which is Israel. He set apart people. He set them apart, or he set us apart from all the other nations. We are different. We are to worship different. We are to live different. We are to eat different. We are to act different. We are to wear our clothes different. That's what holy means, to be set apart. It has nothing to do with singing. It has nothing to do with sounding spiritual. It means to be set apart. The Sabbath is one of the days that he set apart. Not Sunday. Not the first day of the week, but the Sabbath day. That's biblical. Do you not know in the book of Acts alone, in the book of Acts is not in what we were taught, the Old Testament. In the book of Acts alone, the term Sabbath is mentioned 85 times. 85 times. The Gospels that we know of have the Sabbath mentioned in them as a day being practiced. Why? Because it was a commandment. He gave it to us as a commandment. It's nothing that you choose to do. You cannot pick a day to be a Sabbath. You have to fall in line with the day that he set apart. We were ignorantly taught to set apart the first day of the week, which is Sunday, which is not biblical. But that's what the Christian religion practice. That's why you got to get out of it. It's causing you to break a commandment. But look what he said. But I do this. I keep every day set apart. Because he said, I keep every day holy. Who told you to keep every day holy? That's not biblical. You are to live holy every day. You are to live set apart every day. But you cannot set apart every day. That's not biblical. So I applaud the brother for understanding we are to live set apart. We are to live holy every day, but you cannot set apart every day as a sacred day. And that's another definition for the word holy, to be sacred. He has a set apart people just as well as a day. A set apart people that he set apart, that he gave his laws and statutes to. He did not give his laws and statutes to every people or to all people. He gave them to his set apart people. And we are to declare his laws and statutes to the other nations. That's biblical. We are a chosen, set apart people. That's all biblical. But go look it up. Go do your research. Look up the word holy in the Hebraic term. Why Hebraic, Brother Norm? Because we are talking about Hebrews, Hebraic people. Not English. The English definition going to carry you something everywhere. But the Hebraic term means Kadesh, to be set apart. I don't care what pastor make it sound like that it's okay not to keep Sabbath. But is it biblical? It is not biblical not to keep the Sabbath. It's biblical to keep it. That's why you got to get away from these Christian folk. That's just a religion. Just like the food, he gave a set apart food for us to eat. You cannot eat everything. It's all in the scripture. He set certain foods aside to eat. He hallowed or he made holy a certain type of food. And you don't have to just read. Do your research. You don't have to just believe Brother Norm. Do your research. Do your research. And that being said, it's getting dark. I'm almost invisible on this video, but I enjoyed it. And again, I hope you have a blessed evening. All praise to the Most High, my King, my power, unto his Son, his set apart servant, the Messiah, my Hamashiach. All praise to his Ruach, his spirit that guides me, that gives me wisdom. To you and your family, I hope you have a blessed evening. And I say again, shalom.